After generations of servitude, Western women are finally achieving equality, not only in the workplace, where they are now represented at the highest levels even in previously male-dominated professions, but in all other areas of life. Few people would dispute this, and many would say, about time too. By far the most important aspect of this success to me in relation to answering the question of why women smoke is how the great pioneers of the movement for equality won the argument. These women dared to challenge the prevailing perceptions and rules. They refused to accept the situation as being the only possible scenario for society and put forward compelling reasons for rejecting the stereotypical female roles allotted to them. There were, of course, many women who, while secretly supporting their sisters, were too scared to follow this example. Then there were still more who accepted the situation without question. It's a strange thing, but often life's wrongs only become obvious once we do question them. If we don't question, we are accepting the situation, whatever that may be. The brainwashing applies to practically every aspect of our lives. In this book, we are initially concerned with just two aspects of the brainwashing, as it relates to smoking itself and as it relates to the differences between men and women. My dictionary defines brainwashing as to effect a radical change in the ideas and beliefs of a person. You might well ask yourself what all this has to do with stopping smoking. We all know that smoking is a filthy, disgusting habit that ruins our health and wealth. Nowadays, even smokers themselves regard it as a decidedly antisocial pastime. So, why do you need to alter your views and beliefs in order to stop? Surely there's a magic pill or trick to stop you wanting a cigarette. You might also be wondering how just reading a book could possibly help you to stop. Let me explain how. What is it that you are actually trying to achieve? That's obvious. To put out your final cigarette and never want to smoke another. No doubt you know of many ex-smokers who have successfully managed to stop, but didn't most of them have several failed attempts before they succeeded? Even when they did succeed, didn't they have to use considerable willpower together with pills, patches, or gum? And didn't they have to suffer days, weeks, or months, or years of misery? And how many of them still wanted, almost begged you for, an occasional cigarette? I bet you can remember others who have told you that although they prefer being non-smokers, meals and social occasions are not quite as enjoyable without a cigarette, and whenever the telephone rings, they find themselves reaching for the packet that no longer exists. Is this really what you're trying to achieve? But for the moment, just forget about trying never to smoke again. Try to answer this important question. What is the difference between a smoker and a non-smoker? The answer appears to be obvious. One smokes, the other doesn't. True, but it's not quite as simple as that, is it? No one ever forces you to light up. So do smokers only ever light a cigarette because they want to? Well, no, because you know there are times when you light up not because you want to, but purely out of habit. In fact, most 20-a-day smokers freely admit that they only actually enjoy about 2 of these cigarettes. The rest are purely habitual. But if this were true, it should be a simple matter to limit ourselves. We could keep our cigarettes in a locked drawer, and this practical impediment to lighting up would enable us to pause for thought when the urge came upon us. As we were thinking about reaching for the key, we could ask ourselves, am I lighting up to enjoy this smoke, or is it just habitual? If it was simply habitual, there would be little point in smoking that cigarette. This simple ruse would enable 20-a-day smokers to reduce to 2 a day without any aggravation whatsoever. If you have tried this or a similar ruse, you will know that it works only for a limited period. That is,